Well, hello again, everyone. This is Bob Mannery, and you're listening to Tom and Mike. AM in the PM, only on A2D Radio. Tom and Mike, these guys are fucking awesome. But their side piece, Greg, that guy is a goddamn problem.
Let's go, Tom, Mike, AM.
In the PM.
Right here, A2D Radio, live from the Real Talk Studios, like we are every Wednesday night. Every Wednesday night, we're brought to you by our certified public accountant. Make him yours, Gibson Mayer, LLC. Find him on the web, gibsonmayer.com. Tom Renone, Greg Mocklick, Ryan Brodo on the ones and twos. A lot of family members missing in the house tonight. Mike Mataraki not with us. Work schedule a little busy. Dan McGuckin texted me 5 minutes before he forgot about a show on a Wednesday. We're consistency, Dan. We're all about consistency here. Ryan Berto filling in for Robbie Pove on the ones and twos tonight, and the family out there joining us. We got a lot to talk about, Birds. Obviously, we're giving reactions of A's, Yankees, little wild card game here to see who advances. So 2-0 right now, Yanks. We'll see how that goes throughout the show. We'll give score predictions later on in the show and a chance for you to win some money. We try to give it out. We beg for you to take it, but nobody screenshots and nobody sends, so we can only do so much for the family out there, all right? Keys to the Vikings game, and there's going to be plenty. This is a must-win football game in my eyes, and I hate to say that 5 weeks in, but that's where I'm at right now. The Super Bowl hangover is over for me. The love affair of what was last year is over for me. We'll talk about that moving throughout the show. Look back to the Titans game. Greg was down there in Nashville. We'll get his look upon people chanting about taking Carson's knee out, if that was real, if this is just bullshit that we're throwing up on A2D Radio. So we'll dive into that. That was funny. I don't know why I just took a shot at myself. And I just took a shot at both of them, right? All right, we're going to be answering families' questions, comments. But the point of tonight's show is levels of concern. And that ties right into our poll question brought to you by Scanzano Sports. Find on the web, scanzanosports.com. What is your level of concern for the Philadelphia Eagles? Are you driving to the wall right now? Are you already on the wall, on the ledge, ready to jump? Or check with me 8 p.m. on Sunday, and you'll let us know then. Let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. HUD Radio is where you can find us. Listen, if you're not necessarily on the bridge and you have no concern and your concern level is, screw the bridge, I burned it down, that's fine too. So whatever you're at right now. But I think at 2-2, there's got to be not a huge level of concern, but a little bit. But listen, let us know.
I don't even
Chime in. We'll read off all your questions, comments, concerns, positive thoughts, whatever the hell you got tonight.
I don't even know if it's the 2-2 necessarily. Maybe it's how they got to 2-2. You know what I mean? Because I think you might be able to say that some people probably had them 2-2 anyway, but probably maybe looked a little different to get to 2-2.
Yeah.
You know,
there's possibilities. But listen, there's tons of people chiming in. Rob Brinkman, flagship. That's actually Sunday, but still, it's the same. James Wilder, what's up, my guys? What up, our Canadian goat? Mike Parker, scoot over, Tom. Greg's getting cold. Yeah, I just listen. I'm a guy stuck in my ways. It's something Gabe Kapler can't learn with the Phillies. When guys just want to put them in spots they're comfortable and used to being in, where they know when they're coming to the park. Hey, I'm batting the 2-hole. When I come to this ballpark, I sit in the middle, babe. Right, so that's where I'm at, and when I was sitting over there, things didn't feel right. So I scooted over to the big fella, and we'll hold hands and cuddle. James Wilder, hashtag cuddle talk. Body heat is key. Well, that's coming soon. It's not snowing like it is up in Canada here, James. We're still in the 80s.
I want it. Bring the snow. Bring it.
Mike Parker says Tom Sanchesters tells me he ain't happy. Well, I'm not happy at 2-2, but yeah, you know. Robbie Pope, have a great show, boys. Ralphie D, Yankees won, game over. Wow, really, we're doing this already, Ralph. You crumb. Dion Brown, what up, Dion?
What up, Dion?
Said, what's up, fellas? I see you all came in hot, little tonight, and I was about to call it a night. Yeah, well, you know, Dion, we coming hot. Now Facebook's screwing up me reading off your whole comment. Unbelievable. Rob Pope says, jump, motherfuckers, jump. Stop, you knock it off. All right, don't you start. James Wilder, Instagram love, tells me he isn't happy. I thought I was happy. Mario Palat, I think I get Mario's last name wrong. He said, check with me 8 p.m. Sunday on the poll question.
Okay.
Andy Ritter, what's up, Andy? Boys, what's good? Check with me on Sunday. It's got to be the answer. Still too early to tell. Mika Rag, what up, my brother? He said, what's up, fellas? What changes has Doug made? And that's something we can.
Fair point.
And that is a fair point, and I'm a Doug guy. And listen, I think with what's going on here with guys being injured, you know, and coming back into the lineup in different spots, different weeks, or other guys not being able to play, I think it's really messed up the chemistry of this offense. I thought at times on Sunday that we saw a resemblance of what that offense was last year. I think it's going to come. I think it's right there. I think Doug talked about it being right there before Sunday's game, talking about taking more shots. I thought they did. So I think it's close to being clicking on all cylinders like they want it to be.
Yeah, I mean, early on it was, because like Tom said, I was there. Early on it was a struggle. But as soon as they scored that first touchdown to Alshon, I turned to my buddy Nick and I go, yo, this game's over. Because you assume that this team was last year. And this team, once they got their footing down, they were going to start rolling. You know, they broke through the defense, which was causing them fits early because of the pressure that Vrabel was bringing. And as soon as they scored, I was like, all right, here we go. Time to roll. Let's go. This stadium's going to empty real fast, and we're going to see truly how many Birds fans are here.
Yep. But, I mean, they stayed home.
They did.
Yeah, listen, it's a tough way to lose a football game, like you said. It's how you got the 2-2. You know, 4th and 15, 3 fourth-down conversions on that drive. A game you're up 14 points, and your defense did not travel. You know, I talked about this on Sunday. You can't walk around the NovaCare, walk around A, B, C, and D in an airport and act like you're a top-5 defense, but continuously struggle on the road and in big spots. That's not what great defenses do. You tell me Jacksonville, listen, you could put Jacksonville in the middle of the fucking Arctic somewhere and tell them to go be physical. Mm-hmm. And they're going to be tough, and you know what you're going to get. You put them anywhere in the world, and you know what team you're going to get.
Yep.
So defensively, and this defense has been inconsistent on the road, okay? And it showed last year. Luckily, we had home field throughout because they are a different defense at home. They are a top-5 caliber defense at home. I don't understand where the aggression goes away, not only in the play calling on the road, but as a football team defensively on the road. Because I don't see that offensively. I see an offense that's going to, listen, we're going to try to go for your throat early and often, okay? I don't see that defensively on the road like I do at home. At home, you see more blitzes. You see a little bit more press coverage at times. I see on the road playing not to lose.
Right.
And that's going to lose you football games.
And that's exactly the way it felt there towards the second half. As they were slowly giving up that lead, you just felt like, all right, we're just sitting back. We're waiting for them to make a mistake, and they never did. You know, as many balls as Corey Davis dropped, Nelson Aguilar dropped one more. You know what I mean? Like, just to feed into that, where our defense might have stepped up and made a big play, but then our offense goes 3 and out.
Yeah.
You know, and it was just, there was none of that continuity for the team.
Well, how good Rodney McLeod? You know, how underappreciated was Rodney McLeod, boys? I mean, think about it. You talk about a guy that got some big money to come here from the Rams. I thought it was a great deal because he hit. And I think what he solidified so much back there that Malcolm does great, they both tackle well.
Right.
All right, there's a reason that their stat came out during the game, and everybody probably heard it, that analytical-wise, we're the second-best team in football in open field tackles. Okay, that's a huge stat. We talked about this team under the Chip Kelly era. They couldn't get off the goddamn field because they couldn't tackle nobody. Right? You saw a big-time change in culture over last year that why this defense was so good is they tackled in the open field. And Rodney was a huge part of that, and a guy who's just a pro back there and a borderline Pro Bowl caliber safety that you lose and you replace with a Corey Graham isn't good enough. And listen, there's nothing on the roster that is good enough. This is why injuries are killers in this league in certain positions, okay, that can really absolutely kill you. And that's a spot in the middle of your football field that's a killer. And listen, Jim Schwartz has to figure it the hell out. But can I be honest with you out there, family? There ain't moves coming. There's not Mills ain't going to safety right now. All right, talk to me during a fucking bye week. Talk to me during a bye week when you can actually make adjustments like that.
Yeah.
Everything's going to stay status quo. They got to figure out how to be better with what they got. You understand?
Well,
during this time. Talk to me during a bye.
Tell me, so far through 4 games, being 2-2, and all we've talked is injuries, tell me it doesn't make last year that much special.
Well, it does because last year's injuries were gigantic.
Because the injuries were almost larger last year, but we were able to overcome it.
But remember
you know what I mean?
something. Remember something.
And maybe this year is, all right, now you're right. The next man up doesn't last through the years.
This year's different. And I'll tell you why this year's different. It's because you got to understand something. 11's just getting his footing, boys. This is a quarterback-driven league. He's just getting his footing. You saw a different guy last week than you did at home at home against the Colts. And I expect this week you see even a better football player overall in the comfortability, the strength of the knee, like we talk about Paul, our doc, every Sunday. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, Burlington, Cherry Hill. Princeton. Locations. Look at the big dog. This is what you have, guys. This is what you have.
That's what we do.
I mean, I just threw it out there. That was a good read.
That was good.
Out of the blue.
It was smooth.
All right? Style. Take notes. Take notes.
I got some over here on
read
Instagram.
away. Read away with the family. You got Rise got YouTube too. So
John Little Harris, I fucking love this fucking show. ZJOK3R. Big man needs to get off his phone and participate.
Who, you?
Yeah.
Oh, grow up, Peter Pan.
And then, but Robbie chimes back in. I think he's just sharing the show through their wonderful platforms.
Yeah.
And I'm reading off the comments from YouTube, from Instagram. He to his poll question though, I'm 100% jumping off the bridge if we lose the next game. So he's probably checked back at 8:00. He's there, and then he hits an R.I.P. Rodney.
Yeah, it's sad. Rodney's a tough injury, guys. It's tough to overcome.
And then there is another powerhouse. These dudes are the best in sports. So,
my brother.
Thanks for the love, guys.
Jamesy.
Over here on the tube, David Roska checking in as usual.
What up,
his
David?
Washington
What up, Rams?
Capitals. Well, he's giving his Washington Capitals update, which is out of brand for him.
Are they sober yet?
Looks
well,
like
they're
it.
up 5-0. They're up 5-0.
Aren't.
So yeah, it's a good point.
The Eagles are still hungover.
We got
They're
Todd
up
Womack. Yeah, so I guess they've sobered up.
Yeah, they sobered up.
Yeah. Todd Womack checks in saying Philly Dilly guys. What's going on, Todd?
What up, Todd?
What up, Todd?
Pootie Tang saying what's up, fam. Pootie Tang. Clay Ferguson in the house as well.
Chop on, Daddy.
F
Speaking
Deems
of
in here as
Jags.
well. Go ahead.
I said speaking of
Oh, okay. I thought you were going in.
Well, I hit him with a chop on too.
Oh.
He's a Braves guy, Clay.
F Deems saying concern is just how we lost last game. I know we can't do it again.
Listen, there's losing games and there's losing games like that, right? You have a chance to go for the throat. I talk to my kids all about time about finishing, killer instincts, right? I talk more about killer instincts with the older guys. Young guys, it's finish, right? Finish what you started. When you have a team on the ropes, that's jugular time. That's a front four and a front eight that we like to talk about. That's one of the best in football. Okay, that's when you go eat, right? And this is a shot at Jim Schwartz. There was zero pressure up the middle on Sunday, blitz-wise. Okay, when you realize that this guy's making a lot of plays inside the pocket, how do I handle a mobile quarterback? Well, it's simple how you handle a mobile quarterback. Pressure up the middle, okay, and collapse things in the pocket. I saw no adjustments from Jim.
And not only that, there was no pressure to relieve the secondary. You know, if your secondary is getting beat, not just Jalen, because I know he's the hot button right now.
Yeah, he always is.
But if your secondary is struggling to cover, especially playing off man, what helps get that pressure? Getting the quarterback off his spot, making him throw the ball early, as opposed to making these guys cover for 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds. No one in the world's going to do that.
Well, dude, our defense last year and what made these corners better was we got home.
We got home. Now, absolutely.
But this is a different week. Like, listen, sometimes other guys get paid to play too, right?
Sure.
Marcus Mariota had a hell of a football game, okay? Because he moved around the pocket so well, and he took sacks that would have been sacks in the big plays.
Yeah.
So you got to factor that in. But that's my point. At times, you got to bring an extra guy that they can't account for. And I saw zero of that Sunday. That's disgraceful. That's softness. This is a guy who walks around the NovaCare like his shit don't stink, okay? Well, if you got that kind of bravado, Daddy, you coach with that kind of bravado. You coach with the kill in you. There was zero kill coaching-wise and adjustments on Sunday.
Clay Ferguson on that point says Mariota is annoyingly slick in the pocket.
Sure.
Especially when healthy as well.
He always has been.
Let's see. We
all wanted him.
You know what I found funny about when they named Mariota the starter, and someone brought this up when I was in Tennessee. the line only moved a half a point from Blaine Gabbert. So, like, Vegas was telling you that Marcus Mariota is no better than Blaine Gabbert.
Or they didn't expect him to play well.
Or they didn't expect him to play that well, and then he torched us.
Well, you know what's funny? He was promoted throughout Tennessee, networks and all that stuff. Is this guy's going to be like 65%. So we have to look at it as, like, obviously we didn't get the job done on our end. Obviously. I mean, that's beside the point. But we also have to look at it as Mariota played way better than not only we expected, but the Tennessee Titans expected. I mean, like, they signed like a third-string backup as an emergency scenario because Blaine Gabbert was in concussion protocol.
Right.
Let's see. We have a few other guys over here. We have ASM Army of Everything saying, "What's up, boys?"
Yo.
We have Alexander Verrucci saying, "What's up?"
What up?
Then we have Ralphie D saying, "I should be on the show tonight, but Tommy is scared of me." #facts.
Hey, you're the one who ran out of here, Daddy. I mean, I'm here. You know what time I'm walking in at and ready to go, so you could have sat around and waited after the fix. But scared money don't make money, Ralphie. You'll learn that real quick.
He almost hit the door on the way out. He was running.
Oh.
John D. Casanova says, what are your guys' thoughts on Bell/Eagles' serious consideration for trading?
Well, listen, man. When stuff keeps coming up, you assume that there's got to be some realness to the rumors and some truth behind some of this stuff. So at this point, Howie, if you can pull stuff off and fit it in the cap and make it happen, go right ahead at this point. Because I can't rely on these backs to be healthy. I can't rely on Jay Ajayi.
With a broken back. Like,
yeah,
when's that going to break again?
Yeah, Sproles,
and no offense to him. Like, it's just, I mean, that's an injury. You can't just say, oh, yeah, we're going to make it through the end of the year with it. Mm-hmm. But if
the NFL is one of the most core sports in all professional sports, okay? A back's your core, babes, okay? A back, I mean, I don't care how physical and tough you want to be. Your carries are going to be limited. You're going to get 10 carries a game, if that, because they want to try to get you through the whole year. So I think internally that there is some truth to this. Absolutely at this point.
Now that Earl Thomas is out for the year, there's no big back end of the guy you're going to go get, especially mid-year. No one's giving up that type of caliber safety that's going to drastically improve our chances. So you go to the other side of the ball. Let's just try and outscore teams.
Yep.
Which is what we were last year and why our defense was so good throughout the season is we got big leads on teams.
Yeah.
And this defense built to pin your ears back. That's something they didn't do on Sunday, but that's what they're built to do, especially for quarterbacks that aren't as mobile as Mariota. I mean, you're going to see Mariota one out of every maybe 9 weeks, if that. You know what I mean? Them guys aren't walking all around football. You got guys who can move around the pocket that well and extend plays that much. More family over on Facebook chiming in. We have my boy Ciro. What up, Ciro? He said the division's weak. Yeah, and that's true too.
True.
So which means you're always in it. And right now 2-2, you're fine. Mike Mataraki, what up, Mike?
What up,
It's
Mike?
a 2-man show tonight. Keep my chair warm, boys. Talk to me at 9 p.m. and I think he speaks for most people chiming in here. Vinny Madison, Belichick cuts him for forgetting, and I think that's Corey Graham. Forgetting how. His width on that play and how the sideline's your friend.
I mean, you saw what he did in the Super Bowl with Malcolm Butler. Now, we don't know the full story, but he essentially lost the Super Bowl by
making a point.
So, yeah, Vinny's absolutely right. You don't think he's going to cut Corey, a safety like that for making a play like that?
Yeah, Deion Brown. Poll question. My level of concern out of 10 is around 4.5. Still a long season, a lot of football to be played, and I feel they will right this ship. I feel it, and it starts Sunday. Yeah, I'm right around you, brother. I'm around a 4.5. The only points I was trying to make coming into this is I was soft for about 6 months, right? I was soft on everything. Everything was going to be all right. Well, that's over. To me, I let 4 weeks go through the first quarter of the season, and now it's game on. You guys start playing football. Not that they haven't, because 2-2, you still control your own destiny still. But now this week is where I need to start seeing them click on all cylinders, especially at home, especially a primetime game, Fox game of the week, Minnesota coming into town when they're in must-win talk, okay? I need to see the response. We talk about it. It's not
a must-win game.
It's not. You're going to lose games in this league. How do you respond? What's your response? And Sunday's going to be where we're going to find out what the mental makeup of this year's version of the Philadelphia Eagles is.
Well, the most frustrating part about this 2-2 start, and obviously the way you lose last Sunday or this following Sunday, is the margin for error for this team going forward is gone. Like we talked about before, like we are under the understanding that for the first 4 games, 2 of them was with a backup quarterback and an extremely limited offense because of obviously the injuries. Now, is that the main reason why we're in the spot? No, I think it's a part of it, but we could have easily – I mean, I'm not calling any game in the NFL a layup because we all know that at this point. Anybody that says, oh, this is a gimme win, you get in trouble with that mindset.
Buffalo Bills.
Yes. Very, very good point. Very good point.
Minnesota Vikings.
Yes. So my whole point is the way you lose that game last Sunday, where you were in full control, I relaxed. I know a lot of people relax watching that game, and I don't relax watching games at all. Like even the Broncos game last season where we were up by 40, I was still like, oh, like I still had concerns somehow. So for me to relax during that and then for them to come back and win like they did, it completely eliminates the margin for error, especially going in the next 4 weeks where you obviously have Vikings, Giants on a short week, which is obviously division. Then you go to you have Panthers at home, but still very tough team, obviously, and with a very mobile quarterback.
Yeah, but a guy doesn't move that well. I mean, a guy that's big enough and doesn't move nearly like Mariota does in the pocket. Nowhere even close. To me, he's a bigger target, and he's been easier for us to bring down in the past. He doesn't affect us with his feet as much as you would think he would.
He's a bigger target.
He just doesn't. Mariota's just slippery to me. He's real slippery in the pocket. So a bigger target like him, I think we handle well. At least we have in the past.
Yep. And then obviously you have Jacksonville in London. So I'm not I'm not panicking at all, but keeping things realistic. If you don't win this coming game, you're facing 3 really tough games, especially a divisional game that's on a short week.
I know I came in must win in it, but this division's not good. Like Ciro was saying earlier, and it's truth, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. So you still control yourself in this division even after a loss. I mean, if you're asking me who this game means more to, it means more to Minnesota.
Oh, absolutely.
It absolutely does. The pressure's on them. We should still be a loose football team. But week 3 of Carson back, I think is a huge jump. I think, I mean, it's hard to get better numbers than you played, but I think overall consistency with the offense, with timing, with everything is going to continue to get better. I think we light them up. And we'll talk about predictions later, but I think we're going to light lamps.
I'll ask you guys this then, and obviously the people at home.
I fucking hope we do.
Because you're right. Like, I wouldn't say this is a must-win game to get in the playoffs. Like, I'm not there yet, but I'll ask you this. Do you believe it's a must-win game if we're, and we obviously all are, if you still have hopes of getting a number 1 seed, which we all know how important that is because of home field advantage?
No, not yet.
Yes.
I think
yes.
See, I don't think yet. Not yet.
Your next 4, including this, your next 4 games is a gauntlet.
And you can't fall behind in this conference.
If you lose,
you still control. You still control.
You control the division, yes. But if you lose 2 out of the next 4, you're now sitting at 4 losses.
And then you're going to have to play catch-up in this conference that has the Vikings, Packers, and Rams.
Then you got to go undefeated for the rest of the year to end up, 12-4?
Listen, you guys are fucking jumping ahead the week. It's a week that – listen, I got to go 1-0 this week like they talk about. Sure. I can't go –
ask the question.
But I'm making a point. I can't go 5-6 weeks away. There's too much that is unknown 5 or 6 weeks away in this league. There's too much unknown if Cam Newton's healthy 4 weeks from now, whatever it is. Yeah. Jalen – Ramsey gets hurt for Jacksonville, right? Or one of their big guys get hurt over there on the defense side of football. Sure. It changes the dynamic of all these games. So I can't look at it in a vacuum and say, well, because these are good football teams now, that in 4 weeks they're still going to be a good football team. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I also don't think we're a good football team.
But you don't know.
Now.
But you don't know in 2 weeks. Listen, we blow up Minnesota. We're 3-2. You got a different tone to your comments right now. Like we're running off emotion, and I love it. I love it because we let him get away. Everything was okay. It was pats. We were Gabe Kapler. It was pats on the ass. Everything's gonna be fine. Hey, just keep working. It'll be all right.
Yeah.
No, we lost our fucking edge for a minute, and we got to get our edge back because they play with our edge, right? This football team responds to our edge. Let's get a little energy back here.
Jalen responds to a little bit too much edge.
I'm just saying, we need a little energy.
I agree with you.
It's okay to say, yo, you're not playing good enough now. For 6 months, it was a tour. The tour's over.
Thanks, Z Joker. He says, great show. Wish I could finish watching. Go Eagles. Thanks, bud. Appreciate it.
Thanks, brother. Where are we at? Peter Albert said, evening all. Mills needs to be a safety or Sat and Douglas needs to get in. Blitz more. Refs missed a handful. Yeah, they definitely did. But I'll never blame a ref for a game because the ref essentially, the ref doesn't let the guy catch a ball let Corey Davis catch a ball on a 4th and 15 when you got to play the sticks. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just not knowing and like Corey Graham, elementary stuff. Well, there you go. But I don't think Mills gets moved to safety yet, guys. If you want to talk to me during a bye week where they can actually make them kind of adjustments, we'll have that conversation. But right now, you stay status quo, and you got to win with the guys you got, and you got to get better.
He may be taking early reps there, and we don't know this for certain. But you're right. He might be taking just a couple reps there, maybe to get back into the flow of what he used to do in college. But you're right. A full-time switch isn't going to happen until at least a bye week or a couple weeks down the road.
No, Dawn Ormsby chiming in. What up, Mama? She said, you're only as good as your last 30 seconds. Ain't that the truth? That's true.
That's what she said.
Yeah. And some people, that's what he said. Martin, well, I'm just equal opportunity. Martin Gordon, Jacksonville and London scares me. A game like that with the travel can affect the team for a couple games. Absolutely, but it can affect Jacksonville too. You know, we're not the only one taking a flight over, and don't tell me it's like a home game for them. You know what I mean? Jacksonville, because they're going over there before. Everybody's still got to travel the same thing. Everybody's lacing it up the same way. I ain't a believer in excuses at the professional level. I'm just not. Every team's got to play. The teams that play Thursday night got to get up and go play, you know, or the teams that play Sunday play Thursday night, like we have to deal with. You know, other teams have to do it too. Doesn't mean you can't go 2-0 in a 5-day stretch, right? That smells more like roses, right? You go 2-0 in a 5-day stretch. It smells a lot more like roses, right? Because we go here, Giants. We got Minnesota and Giants on Thursday night.
Yeah.
So you look at it like that. You get Giants on a Thursday night. You go 2-0 in that stretch. You're feeling good. Worst case, you come out 3-3. Is it still panic? I want to ask the people that. If you come out of that stretch 3-3, is it still panic? Because I don't think it's panic yet. You know, I don't think it's jump-worthy yet.
Well, it's panic for 4 days in between the two games. You know what I mean? Like, if you lose this game, then it's pure panic. And then if you win against the Giants, then I don't think it all gets flipped. But it's kind of like you can breathe a little bit easier.
Then it goes back to we just take control of our division and just get to the dance then.
But I will say
Rob, you're so out of line with shit. Like you just point at one guy. This is a collective fucking effort over there. There's 11 other guys, 10 other guys. They got to play football, all right? What about all the money that's up front? There's a lot of money up front that hasn't been getting it done. Factual, okay? A lot of money. And there's guys who want more money, okay, that haven't been getting it done. A lot up there. A lot. A lot of Pro Bowl caliber talent in your front eight that hasn't been getting it done. And in your secondary. This ain't one dude. This ain't me protecting him. It's the collective unit of guys that haven't been good enough. That's it. 91 should beat everybody on every play. Every play. When he dominates, we dominate. All right? Michael Bennett, Brandon Graham, Chris Long, where's Jordan Hicks? Is he on a milk carton? Is Jordan Hicks? You want to call guys out? Where's Jordan Hicks at? Milk carton talk. That's where we're at. Hashtag that shit.
Where's Bradham at?
Where they all at? Think about it.
Well, I mean, it's the Eagles, so where's any linebacker at? Because they don't.
No, you didn't ask a question. I know you. I smell your voice all over your text. I smell it. All right, you want to take a shot. Kyle, I ain't triggered. You want to see Trigger come in here and I'll start kicking people in the goddamn face. And that's Trigger talk, okay? I ain't triggered. It's just factual. You want real talk. You want no goddamn agenda. I'm telling you, all 11 haven't played good enough. Somebody tell me otherwise. It's a defense with a 14-point lead on the road, okay, and gives it away to a below-average offense. So who's it on? It's on the defensive coordinator, Uncle Bravado, okay? And it's on all 11 and everyone in the defensive meeting rooms who haven't been getting it done. You can take signs down all you want in that locker room, okay? But until they realize that last year, this shit's going to continue to happen defensively to them. The offense is getting better. We can see it because the offense is going to start clicking, all right? And now you got me wound up. You got me wound up because you all want to just point to one guy. It ain't a one-guy thing in the National Football League on defense. Are you crazy? Shit.
There it is.
There's a lot of guys. And you look at the big money guys. That's who I look at. I don't look at the crumb, the guys scraping pennies together for a meal. I look at the big-time deals and the guys who want big-time deals.
But you said it. They've all underachieved.
You said Michael Bennett's Pro Bowl. Then go get somebody. All right? Derek Barnett, all yous. Go eat somebody consistent when you have a big lead and you should be able to pin ears. And you flat out let them off the hook. And I ain't going to continue to drink the fucking Kool-Aid that was last year because it's over, and this is Philly, and we got a little passion here. This ain't Dallas where we talk about other old rings. That ring's old now. It's over. It's over. This ain't a book tour anymore. Welcome to reality. Nick Foles ain't good enough. That's reality talk. All right? I ain't going to give free passes for one Super Bowl. Shit, you ain't Vince Lombardi and the boys. Let's go. All right, 2-2 is okay. I can deal with it after 4 weeks, but not after 5. I need to see a performance in all phases of football game Sunday for me to start Kool-Aiding again, or for me to let Jim Schwartz off a hook for being a pussy on the road. All right? Guy with his aviators on like he's like a freaking cop on the sidelines, like he's a bad dog or something. I'll eat your lunch, Jim. All right? Let me get 5 minutes asking you questions, because I'll eat you up and spit you out. Because I'll ask you. I'll be like, hey, Jim, Tom Renone, A2D Radio. Want to touch on a couple things. Why do you continuously play cover 3 when your corners are physical guys that need to press and get their hands on guys? Because I'm going to sit here and wait for that answer. Yeah? Well, that means you don't know football. You should be fired yesterday. All right? I know about the cafeteria with the bravado, you walking around like you're the head coach. All right? I remember that. You can't even get a job because nobody wants defensive coordinators anymore. They're looking for offensive guys, looking for offensive gurus. He's been a crumb. I haven't liked his style recently. You want to throw shit down after Atlanta win? Like you're a hero, Jimmy? You play like an aggressive.
And it was funny. That was the only time that defense has played this year so far, was that Atlanta game. And because you held that offense, which we have seen, not that they've come out with wins, but that offense that we have seen put up some points.
Yeah.
So to hold them in week 1 where you want to talk about Super Bowl hangover, you know what I mean? There's a lot of – I know Mike and I had them losing that game outright, the Eagles.
Yeah.
And so to hold that offense and especially that stand there at the end, that was the only time that looked like an Eagles defense this year.
Yeah, I haven't thought they've lived up to the billing at all this year defensively. And that's a concern to me.
Yeah.
It is. Because you would think, like I told you, they walk and talk like they are. Rob says, Tom, it's a legit question. If Mill continues to struggle, how much longer would the coaching staff allow it? Rob, I don't know, dude. I don't know what to tell you anymore about
it. Well, who's going to take over?
Rasul Douglas then. That's all I got for you.
No. But is that the answer? Like, as I'm saying, yes, Jalen has been horrible this year. Yes, there's no denying that. But is Rasul really that much better?
You don't know until you find out.
I mean, I'm
not saying you start him this week, but
he's the only guy that has an interception in his secondary because our cornerbacks, for some reason, don't look for the ball. Now, maybe it's because most of them are beat, and they can't look for the ball. Mm-hmm. But, you look at the interception from the Chiefs the dude had the other day in the Monday night game, where he literally took it out of his hands because he was looking for the ball. Imagine that, a defensive back looking for the ball. That's the other thing I don't see from this defense. There's no turnovers. There's no interceptions. What do we have? One, Rasul Douglas, when Julio ran the wrong route, which was kind of like thrown right to him.
They had Corey Graham last week. But to your point, there's not a lot of opportunities for it.
Because they're not looking for it.
That's my point. My point. So with this whole Jalen Mills thing, and I know they were talking about it last night, how would they structure the secondary? I'm not at the point where you need to flip everybody. Because, number one, they're not going to do it. So it's not – I shouldn't go out there and be like, oh, put this guy here, because they're not going to do it. What I would do if I'm them, obviously they're starting Jalen Mills exactly where he's at. If he begins to struggle, Jim Schwartz needs to do something that he never does, make an in-game adjustment. Put Rasul Douglas in there. Because and I'm not a Rasul Douglas homer. I don't even think that's possible because he's never really on the field. But in that stretch last season, I know we're going back to last season. It's a much different season now. I get that. But when Ronald Darby was out and Rasul Douglas as a rookie was put in as a replacement, he made plays. So he's shown that he's capable.
Rob, you're not – oh, my God, I can't continue to do this with you guys. Because some of you guys are just have no football IQ whatsoever, and I love you. And with all due respect, now it means I can say whatever the hell I want, okay? so that being said is – this is the Rob Terramini. This is not the Rob Abrams. Okay, me and Rob Abrams are seeing right here to here. Me and Rob Abrams, we see a lot of eye-to-eye on shit, right? I mean, with Capper, with this, with the schemes and all this shit, okay? See a lot of eye-to-eye. This is the Rob. You're not putting Sidney on the outside this year. right this second. Because who is playing the slot? Avonte Maddox? Stop, please. Stop it. Stop. Pump your brakes. Rasul Douglas, not a slot guy. Okay? Jalen Mills, not a slot guy. So who's going to move into the slot? You got to get it done with the guys you have. Peter, I understand Douglas should deserve a chance. He gets a chance to practice. All right? Play better then. All right? Because obviously the guys that they got out there, they feel like they're the best chance for them to win football games. So to me, it then becomes on the scheme. Andy Ritter, my question to the rest of the studio, what is your comfort level during all this? Well, huh?
Okay. Instagram just hit. That's all.
Oh.
We're good.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay. He said, Michael DeAndre says Vikings O-line isn't very good. Cousins getting clobbered. Well, I don't know, boys. You would hope so. But
you would have thought that against the Rams, too. You know what I mean? Like, especially the Rams at home. You would have thought that, too. And then they lost the game, but he lit them up.
Rob Abrams says both losses are on Schwartz and his awful scheme.
Couldn't agree.
Yeah, agree.
I'm sorry, couldn't agree more. What was Andy Ritter's question to the group?
Yeah, I missed it.
What is your comfort level during all of this?
I guess it goes back to the poll question, which I don't think we ever officially answered. I'm driving to the wall. I ain't gonna lie. I'm driving to the wall. I'm not there yet. A lot can change on Sunday. You know.
Yeah, the internet's being sloppy in here. Of course it is. Go ahead. Keep going.
No, I'm driving there. Because I do think this is a must-win game for both teams, which is hopefully makes it a great game. You know, I do think it's a must-win. I think, you lose this, as you said earlier, Ryan, your margin for error down the stretch now is very thin. Do we still hold our keys in our hands for the division? Yes. But any hopes of a long-term home field advantage, takes a big hit this week if you don't get the job done. It could a lot change and flip the other way? Absolutely, but there's been too much inconsistencies on both sides of the offense. Granted, there's issues and there's injuries and there's excuses, but there's been inconsistencies and that just had me a bit concerned.
My biggest worry in all of this is that it's not just one thing. It's not just two things. It's multiple different. Like, it'd be one thing. I'd feel better, honestly, and this is luckily not a problem we have right now. It would be one thing if it was just the quarterback needs to play better.
Yeah, real quick. If anything's acting up on Facebook side of things for people over there or on Twitter, we'll drop the YouTube link in there right now for you guys to be able to switch over if it's getting fuzzy or whatever. But it seems like everybody's all right. Guys are just chatting. Mike Park says, just done talking about Mills. It's like he's a scapegoat. And I think that's what it's becoming. Sorry, Ryan. Back to where you are.
It'd be one thing if it was just, Carson needs to play better. Or, one specific thing. There was a big drop, a big fumble in the end of games, and it's mental mistakes for one certain player or a couple players. But it's not. It comes down to the offensive line needs to play better. Obviously, we've covered the defense. I honestly think, and you know me, I'm not somebody who goes crazy on Doug, rip him for every little thing. I've kept my mouth shut for the last 3 weeks on something that he's been doing. And like you always bring up, Tom, like trends, you notice trends with things. Doug Pederson in the red zone, especially right before halves, he's been doing something that I'm afraid is going to continue to become a trend because he's done it in 3 straight games now. We've talked numerous times on this show and other shows about how good this offense could be in the red zone. How I think it's one of the best, if not the best, red zone offenses. Obviously, because you have Alshon Ertz and obviously Dallas Goedert. That's just 3 players. The thing that he's been doing, and I'll go back to what he did in the first half, the end of the first half, in this past game. I believe he's on the 10-yard line, or it's not first and goal, but he has an opportunity to go for the red zone, and he just goes 3 straight run plays, kills the clock, and then he takes the field goal. It's almost like he just not settles for points, but not once did he go for the red zone. He did not throw a ball up to Alshon. Like, you have Alshon now. It's not like before where you did not have him. Right. You have those 3 guys, and I'm just continuing to get pissed off at the fact that we don't see more of Goddard. If it's as simple as he's not open, okay, that's fine. I understand that. You have to get open to get obviously action. But at the end of the day, That happened 2 weeks ago, and that happened 3 weeks ago. My whole thing is this. Doug, you have talent on your offense now. You do, especially in the red zone. Use it, please.
Yeah, I'm going to rebuttal you and tell you that it's too you can't do that with the interchanging parts right now. You can't do that where Mike Wallace goes out week 2 and done for the year. No Alshon to start the season, okay? And you're dealing with all the injuries on the outside. You're dealing with different running backs being hurt. You're dealing with all these moving parts. It changes the way you game plan and go about things, right? This is why they talked about on Sunday being able to take more shots and the continuity starting to come together a little bit more, right? So I feel like it's unfair the first 3 to 4 weeks of a season to talk about stuff offensively that, game plan or A, B, C, and D when you're dealing with all the injuries and all the things that have taken place offensively. You're going with you have 2 different quarterbacks. That's a lot of moving parts. I think everybody needs to understand offensively. Defensively, there's zero fucking excuses. But you understand the difference? Like offensively, I can make excuses semi for the chemistry not being fully there, which you saw it better this week. It's the best we've seen them offensively so far. So you would expect that growth with Carson and the chemistry with everybody back into that rhythm would even get better this week with another full week of practice together with a lot of these guys. I think you really have to factor in reps during the week on how important that is to getting ready to go on Sunday. And when you talk about a guy, a lot of these guys who haven't taken first-team reps altogether, that really matters to the chemistry on what you're trying to do, building through the game week in your preparation and your scheme to be able to then put it out there on Sunday.
I understand it.
But where did Ertz go Sunday?
Well, that's on him. He disappears like this.
Does he disappear, or does the game plan go away from him?
Well,
and I'm saying, I'm not saying the game plan itself, but like, does the reads then go away from him?
This is what I love, though. You think that like after a guy catches 10 balls on you that they don't start doubling?
No, I'm not saying at all.
You know what I mean? And taking them away out of the game plan. I mean, that's just part of it. That's why if you're going to leave him one-on-one or play zone, they're going to eat you up.
Sure.
But then at points, they're going to roll coverage to him and give a linebacker and a safety over top and take him out of the game. Similar to what people try to do to Gronkowski in New England. Right? If he beat me this much, we're going to take him out of the game. And that's what happened. And Alshon started beating him. So, it's just adjustments like that. I have no issue with the offense on Sunday. Like, yeah, they could have sustained more drives and did some things. The penalties killed them. Okay? That's what really hurt them. But I'm not as like, you know what I'm saying, guys? I'm more got to look at the defense right now. Now, right, to your point, in 2 more weeks, if we're seeing some of the things that we saw early on, then absolutely, then you got to pause and have some concern about it. But right now, offensively, I can't be there yet.
Oh, I completely agree.
Like Carson just coming off a major injury, getting chemistry back with all these guys. Alshon hasn't even been around. Yeah. It hurt.
Well, there's certain parts of the offense that you can be there with. The offensive line.
Well, that's it.
Yes.
The offensive line.
That's not on Doug. That's not on
anybody.
No. I'm talking to what we were talking about.
Yeah.
That's on them. You got big time Pro Bowlers up front there. Lane Johnson flat out stunk on Sunday. Stunk.
2 weeks in a row.
Okay. So my point is, you want to talk about being all pros and A, B, C, and D and hungry dogs. Well, where you at?
Yeah.
Because you're gonna get your quarterback killed.
No, and with the Doug thing, that's why, like I said, I've really kept my mouth shut on this, and I haven't led shows, you know what I mean, saying like, oh, Doug Pederson, he's the main reason. No, I'm not there yet with it, but to your point, if this continues to become a trend, then, because I'm glad, unlike last year where they were struggling a bit in the beginning of the season, and everything went to Doug.
I know. You're
talking
about
very calm.
No, but you're talking about up 40 in games, and you can't comment. Sometimes I gotta bring you in.
You know me, I'm never calm.
I know, I got to bring you in. I got to bring you in sometimes. Jesse Meza. What up, Jesse, my brother?
What up, Jess? West Coast love.
Yeah, if we don't play well this weekend, should we worry, Tom? I think if we're at like a 4 now, I think you should definitely be up to a 6, 6.5, but you still control your own destiny division-wise, and you have all 6 divisional games left. You know what I mean? So, yes, should it go? Absolutely. Like any loss in the NFL, your concern's going to go up. It's one, how you lose it. I mean, we're going to talk about predictions a little bit because I don't want to go too deep into that. I just don't think they're losing this football game. This team at home is just way too good of a football team. They're just too good at home. They're different dogs. You know what I mean? You got a mutt that goes on the way, like the run of the litter travels. Like that's defensively, it's like the runs. All the runs travel. At home, you get the purebreds. You make sense? Defensively, you get your purebreds are out there. and they're real deals. They are. They're just so different at home and on the road. There's two different teams. Defensively, offensively, I still feel like they're the same guys. They're going to take shots. They're going to go for the jugular. They're going to try to do things like that. No agreement, disagreement, nothing. Rob Taramini. Well, I mean, I'll wait all night. Rob Taramini, Doug isn't the same Doug. That's why losing Frank and John were big losses. You're a jackass. You're clueless. You've watched zero of this football team. You're a hater. And the list will go on. You're a crumb. And I'll piggyback that into saying all them words and then get technical with you, okay, Rob? He's called the plays the whole entire time. The entire time. Now, if you don't want to say that they might hurt for a little bit, they gain chemistry with your new guys and all that shit, fine. Okay. But to act like this guy hasn't been calling his own plays is foolish, okay? And it's disrespectful. It really is. And Greg's not a Doug guy, but he can admit that that's completely false, that he's called all his own plays.
Yeah, but I also agree.
Now you're crown Frank Reich.
I'm not crowning Frank Reich, but
you guys are idiots.
But we talked about
You're the same idiots who wanted him fired. Both of you two are the same morons that wanted him fired a year and a half ago. Sure. You're idiots. You're idiots.
I know I'm an idiot. It's
oh
fine.
my God, I love you both, but you're clueless. Rob, come sit here. Come sit here and be clueless.
'cause
the right side is clueless over here.
Hey,
God forbid you have an opinion.
It's not an opinion. It's foolishness.
Yeah, okay.
It's not a real – dude, there's opinion.
Well, we talked about this in the offseason that there's going to be an adjustment when you lose coaches. It's what happens when you build a good culture and your coaches are wanted throughout the league.
I understand this. But
so there is an adjustment period, and yeah, we're going through it right now where we miss it.
Adjustment's different. Then that comment was an adjustment, Greg. Okay? That comment's a pure shot at a guy that he's not good enough anymore. This is a shot. It's a shot. Read the comment. You want to read it in your voice.
We'll see at the end of the year whether he is good enough or not.
I just want to.
Doug isn't the same Doug. I completely agree.
Guy just won a Super Bowl.
I completely
He's not
agree.
the same Doug. Oh,
fourth down and he punts the ball.
I can't.
Who punts? Doug does not punt the ball fourth down.
You hate him going for it. And now you're crucifying.
He's got
the
me.
Punt.
He wants me to believe in him. So I want him to go for it at fourth down in that situation.
At times you do believe in your defense, Greg.
Not on the road.
I'm not saying you should. I'm saying you can. I just can't. I can't with the stupidity
and
the disrespect of a guy who just won a Super Bowl and is a smart football coach. He's a smart football coach, and the downplay that is foolish. It's disrespectful. It's ridiculous. It's asinine. There's a million freaking adjectives to describe what that comment means and how foolish this city is and some of this fan base. It's idiotic. That comment is idiotic. You want to talk about Waltz? That thing should get freaking booted right off the wall. Kicked right off the wall. That stupid comment. Right off the freaking wall.
I agree, Rob.
Just hang it. It's hanging. Everybody on the wall. Here we go.
I thought the glass was going flying.
Me too. I had to make sure I didn't kick it.
From this angle, I'm literally.
I
started looking at the wall for the ricochet.
I'll spit you out tonight, Rob. Like I do every Wednesday and Sunday here. Spit talk. No swallow here, babe.
Oh, he's swallowing something. A little Dougie P.
How do you not expect me to defend my guy right now?
Well, you're going to defend
everything he brought to this city.
You can defend everything.
And the balls and everything he's brought to build a culture here. And through 4 weeks, we're talking run-out jobs. We're talking not the same guy job. Belichick, every year in New England, the first 4 weeks, they go through the same thing. The same thing that we're going through. They go 2-2.
Belichick's also got a lot more.
But you got it. Listen, Greg, let me explain something to you, okay?
Yeah, please do.
All you jabrones want to sit around and talk dynasty like we've talked about, right? I'm one of the jabrones as well, okay? And we've all talked dynasty, right? Well, you got to be fair through the first 4 weeks of a season when you sat here, right, and the genius out there and want to talk about the losses of an offensive coordinator and a QB guy, okay? You want to talk about the losses, but then you piggyback that by not being fair through the first 4 weeks and talk about he's not the same guy. Like that quick, he's not the same guy. We don't know who this guy is. So that's fair?
But
that's not fair to me.
How can you dismiss the other and not? How can you dismiss?
I've never dismissed it. I've never dismissed that Frank Reich and DiFilippo aren't smart offensive guys. I've never dismissed that. Never once have I dismissed that. I gave them a ton of credit last year. But one thing that's true is he's called his own game plan.
That's
he's been his own offensive guy. So it's one thing if you have a defensive guy who's running your show and to say, well, them losses hurt offensively. But hear me out. That's different because that is a loss, okay? But when you're an offensive guru and that's what you hang your hat on, that's disrespectful 4 weeks in to say he's not the same guy because of the losses of A and B. That's not how this works.
Okay, but take it back here, right? Take it back. After year one, was very shaky, okay? The comment came out, he's the worst coach in the NFL, right? And they went on this magical run. Correct?
Yep.
Went on this magical run, which you would think makes him a very good coach. And I'm not saying he's not. But he had a lot of veteran coaching help around him, which is now starting to believe.
Who's all the veteran? Who's the vets?
Jim Schwartz is a veteran coach.
Around him, Greg? The guy draws a line in the sand in the complex to say this is his side of stuff. So don't go ahead.
So Frank Reich's not a veteran coach in this league?
More veteran than Doug is?
Frank Reich's not more veteran than Doug.
I don't know how long Frank Reich been calling plays for.
Okay.
How long has Frank Reich been calling plays for?
But, okay, so in the meeting room, Doug's called 3 plays for Kansas City before he came here.
Reportedly.
He called 3 plays.
Same thing as Frank Reich.
Okay.
So what's the difference?
So to your point, Doug was calling the plays, which he had a veteran guy helping him.
Do you think Andy didn't go through a little adjustment the first 4 weeks without Doug? When Doug left and Nagy took over? You don't think there was a few adjustments there?
Sure.
Okay.
But the same thing we're going through now. But you can't, totally dismiss it.
But, again, I didn't dismiss. You guys piggyback it into not being the same guy and not being smart enough because both you have an agenda, okay? So don't think I smell right through your
there's an agenda. I don't like the guy.
Absolutely. So I'm going to expose you.
Sure.
That's what I'm here to do.
But there's no exposure, but he's not a good coach.
Wow. I mean, we should just stop talking sports. I mean, I can't believe that you have the audacity to sit here and talk about this guy not being a good coach now. Like, after oh, my God. The best team in football last year. They're 2-2 through 4 weeks. Not 0-4, by the way. Okay? And now he's not a good coach. I can't with you guys. Whatever fits your two narratives with you two.
Let me just ask you one simple question, Greg. What's the main reason? Or no, I'm sorry. Who is the main reason why they won the Super Bowl last year in that game?
Cigarettes at times.
What's that?
People want to know.
Who is
why you light cigarettes?
The main reason why the Eagles beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl last year?
Bill Belichick. Malcolm Butler.
This guy, he fits his name. He's
smart.
Now
I'm upset. Now I'm not confident.
Them two are both smart. That's the problem.
Where are you going with this?
It's Doug Pederson. Doug Pederson is the biggest reason why we beat Bill Belichick in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, okay.
So if you're saying that, how is he not a good coach?
I thought he had a great run. There's no question about it.
But he's not a good coach.
You have to sustain that. I'm not going to
jeez.
Greg, what's not? But hold on. 4 weeks in at 2-2, nothing's been sustained?
I mean, I could come around and say he had a great year, but it doesn't mean I'm going to change the way I think about the guy.
What will change it then, Greg? If a Super Bowl win doesn't? If a Super Bowl win over the greatest head coach of all time doesn't?
You know what you would do? You know what you would do?
What's that?
I'll tell you what you would do, right? Because you're such a problem, right? Like Bob's so spot on about you, right? And he never even met you, but he knows you so well that you would come and they would win next year. They would win the Super Bowl.
They would go, sucks, fired up.
They would go 1-3 to start 2019. You'd be like, you and Rob both. No, he's changed. This guy isn't the same guy anymore.
But all right, okay.
He's lost his edge.
Go back to 4th down, right? Go back to 4th down.
People in New England do this to Belichick.
Go back to
you
4th
realize
down.
that? Yeah. Through the first 5 years of his run there, people in New England were doing the same shit. Yeah. I don't know. He failed in Cleveland.
They were talking about what he did with the Browns. So we always talk about what Doug does with Kansas City, and we always go back to that playoff.
Well, let's see something.
The high school
How successful has D. Filippo? Frank Reich. We got to wait to see his success. Where he's at, okay, to really matter on how – I love Frank Reich, okay? And I told you right when it was going through the time that I thought Frank Reich's importance to this football team, bigger than any offensive game plan he could come up with, okay, was the relationship with Nick Foles in the backup situation and what it takes to be in them spots because he's been there more than anybody on that coaching staff.
So we saw the real Nick Foles this year.
Because I thought that I thought he would help him in that role, in the rally role, right? Because he's been there in Buffalo. And DeFilippo and Carson's relationship, it was a bromance. Yeah. We know this, okay? But Groh comes in, who's been here, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but
so it's not
here's my thing with Groh and Deuce. And yes, Deuce has been around, but Deuce has more or less just been in the running backs room. You know what I mean? He's a part of the offensive meetings, but he's not. All he's doing is interchanging the running backs and throwing Kenyon Barner in games where he shouldn't be in the games. and grow. Like, Grow is a wide receivers coach. You know what I mean? He was, quarterback's coach, and he's not even a quarterback. And so that's all I'm saying with the Frank Reich thing is, like, you have now guys in the position that, they very well may be very, very good at their job and helping Doug come up with these game plans, and that's fine. But to say that they're as equal and to Frank Reich and DiFilippo and that the adjustment period isn't there is, it's got to be there.
So, hold on, Kyle. Kyle says, no, Ryan, he's not. I'm not saying Doug's bad, but he wasn't the main fucking reason. So, the guy who changed the culture.
Oh, we know this answer.
Yeah.
It's Big Dick.
No. Right, but.
I mean, let's be real.
But real quick.
Until Coach Case Keenum throws that pick six, his butthole's tighter than.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely was. His butthole was real tight. But saying he wasn't the main reason. Who was the guy last spring, and Ryan knows this, and Greg knows this, who compared his football team 2 springs ago to his Packers teams in the 90s? And that team has the ability to be that good, right? And people were like, oh, he's an idiot. He's an idiot. And I said, no, that's smart coaching. That's confidence building. That's believing. That's a belief in each other, right? And all that carried over was a belief in each other. To act like these guys don't freaking rally for him and play for him, and he's not a smart guy, is asinine. And to also say that he wasn't one of the main reasons. One of the main reasons is clueless. And it's agenda-based.
Well,
agenda-based.
I'll ask this question to Kyle, okay? Who was the guy last year?
Real quick.
Yeah, sure.
To Jesse's point, everybody that was a part of that 53, every coach in that building had a gigantic part in us being Super Bowl champions.
Yes, 100%.
Okay? So we don't disagree on it, brother. I'm just shooting down the idiots that refuse to give Doug his credit,
yes,
that want to give credit to certain things or certain people and hate certain guys, but whatever guys they like, that's the guys they want to give credit to. This whole entire football team, the guys who played in that football game, every one of them deserves credit, and every coach on that roster deserves credit for what they did.
Because we've had the same conversations with him regarding Carson. People don't want to give Carson credit for what he did in the regular season because people forget. My whole question to Kyle is, who was the guy at the beginning of the playoffs, at the end of the regular season, that put his ego aside, went back to what Chip Kelly did, and said, okay, what adjustments can I make for Nick Foles? That was Doug Pederson. So Doug Pederson put your boyfriend in the best position to succeed, and they won because of that.
All right, well, Kyle's not dissing him. He just said, I'm not dissing him.
No, I understand that, but you can't forget.
Like Rob and Greg.
No, I will.
No, Kyle's not that way.
Listen,
I will go back and say that his adjustment to the RPO, because we saw the real Nick Foles, was single-handedly his best coaching decision so far to date.
No, and listen, we completely agree on that.
Yes.
But I think his best decision started that spring.
Well, no, you're right there.
Build the confidence in each other, to build the belief, dude.
Well, that was a statement. I'm saying, like, in game.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like,
but I think all the behind the scenes things are what got us to that point.
Sure.
Okay, and listen, you had a quarterback that was on fire.
7.5 quarters of unbelievable football.
And what I saw in Tennessee, I started to see it again.
There was flashes.
There was flashes.
So
I expect that flashes to continue to grow. Listen, family, we're going to head over to YouTube and over to the site, so you can jump over, join us on there. We'll continue talking Eagles throughout the rest of the show. We'll have predictions, an opportunity for you to win some freaking money like we do here, and we've done a lot of recap of Tennessee, but we're going to be all over with the Eagles and talk about everything and everything. All right, Tom, Mike's not here. AM in the PM, Mike's not here. A2D Radio. Thank Gibson Mayer LLC for the first half of the show. Our certified public accountant. Make him yours. Find him on the web, gibsonmayer.com, and as well as our doc. Join us every Sunday talking injuries. Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy LLC, located in Princeton, Burlington, and Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Find him on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. We'll be right back, fam.
Well, hello again, everyone. This is Bob Mannery, and you're listening to Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, only on A2D Radio. Tom and Mike, these guys are fucking awesome. But their side piece, Greg, that guy is a goddamn problem.
Tom, Mike, AM, in the PM, HD Radio, live from the Real Talk Studios. Every Wednesday night, we're brought to you by our certified public accountant. Make him yours, Gibson Mayer, LLC. Find him on the web, GibsonMayer.com. Tom Arnone, Greg Moaglik, Ryan Brodo on the ones and twos. Mike Mataraki sitting a week out, works busy. Robbie Pove will join the Hockey Happy Hour guys tomorrow, a little guest spot. So
Robbie's back on the 888.
Yeah, saved him the drive down
boy,
tonight.
Rob.
Rob picked up the slack for him. So, family helping family here is what we do. And we're going to help you guys get everything off your chest out there on the YouTube, in the YouTube fucking world. And people are already starting with the dumbest comments I've ever read in my entire life. Not your freak. And I can't. Shit's easy. Score predictions later on in the show. Chance to win a little Visa gift card. Actually, it's just going to be a Venmo. All right, let's be real. I'm not fucking sending you a Visa gift card. I'll Venmo you money. That's how that works. Okay, everybody's got Venmo. Let's grow up here, Peter Pan. You know what I mean? You ain't stopping by the crib and picking up a Visa gift card. Not happening. But we'll talk about score predictions a little bit. Keys to the Vikings game. We look back on the Titans earlier on in the show and our levels of concern, which I think the majority is around the 4, which isn't nearly panic mode. It's, we're 2-2. There's absolutely got to be a level of concern. And you have to leave last year where it was. And I know that's been the theme that's been going around, and it's easier said than done. But I feel like the easiest way for us as a fan base to help this football team is to get back on these dogs a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, if your dog keeps being a jackass, you're going to discipline, right?
Spray in the face of water.
Yeah, right? So it's the same thing here. If we can't get off the field on third downs, which is, listen, you want to be successful in this league, it's real simple. And for the Doug haters who don't have a goddamn clue, time of possession is a big thing in this league. It's something we dominated on under Doug Pederson. It's something we were terrible under Chip Kelly with, right? Keeping our defense off the field. Well, two play a part in that, right? It's not just a one-sided thing that plays a part in that. Yes, you need offense. You need to have an offense with the ability to have long drives like we do. But there's the other side of that. There's getting off the field on third down. Right? And I know Rob Abrams was talking about earlier on, like, I hate to bend but don't break shit. Yeah, it gets old sometimes. Like, if you settle for, listen, and another way, you settle for 3 in this league, you're going to lose football games. Real simple. You're good in the red zone, you're going to win football games. But the big thing is time of possession and getting off the field on third downs. They're the 2 easy ways for success in this league. And we did it last year. We had long drives, and our defense got off the field because they were fresh. Well, you saw a defense that was fresh on Sunday with a big lead not be able to get off the football field. So 2 play a part in that. The Titans were dominating time possession early in that football game. It was a 3-0 game because of bend, don't break, and we were getting demolished in time possession. I think by the end of the game, we actually won time of possession. Make sense? But we still weren't getting off the football field defensively. So who's that game then on, family? That game's strictly on the defense. And I painted the picture so easy. I'm like goddamn Picasso because that's factual on what happened Sunday. This offense sustained long drives. Okay, penalties killed them in the red zone. There's no question in that. And I'm not crowning this entire offense. But I'm saying the reason we lost Sunday was strictly because of this defense not being able to get off the field, not being able to get big stops in big moments. That's it. That's what it all comes down to. So Sunday, against a damn good Vikings offense and 2 damn good wide receivers, are you able to get off the field on third downs? Are you able to push Kirk Cousins off of his spot? Okay? Make him throw in the run. Make him move around in the pocket. Okay? Are you able to beat up an offensive line that you should be way better than? That's what I want to see Sunday. For me to let this defense off the hook, boys, I need a dominating performance this Sunday. Dominating. Because, listen, I can deal with it on the road, right? Greg, I can deal with you being an average team on the road if you're flat out dominant at home. So when I know when we're home, they're here, they're in the building, regardless of where everybody else is, they're here and they're going to dominate. Now, do I need more consistency? Absolutely. But can I handle it and deal with it better? Yeah. It's about your response. What's their response to getting their butts whooped against a below-average offense on Sunday? What's their response against Minnesota and a high-powered offense and a team coming in with a little bit of revenge? And I don't buy into a revenge game in this league because I think the pressure's always on the revenger. Make sense? It's always on Atlanta coming in. It's on Minnesota coming back where they lost a big football game to rebound from that. And I don't think they're a good enough team to respond, the Minnesota Vikings. I don't believe in that football team as a whole. I think there's too many injuries. I think in the corner and the secondary, Xavier Rhodes is old. And it's clear Xavier Rhodes hit a wall. That's what I saw when I saw pieces, actually the whole game of the Rams-Vikings game. Yeah, I saw a guy get beat a lot of holding.
It's funny, too, because a big portion of my family's from Minnesota, so they're huge Vikings fans. And I was watching the game with them on Thursday, and they said the same thing about Xavier Rhodes. Like, he's no longer a top-tier cornerback, which is strange because I think he's only about 28, 29 years old.
No, he's got to be older than that, right,
I don't
Greg?
think he's that old.
I got it. Keep saying what you're saying.
No, but I was just going to the same point that you had of, Xavier Rhodes is not the same guy that he used to be. Or, he's there in name, but he's not the same guy that he used to be.
Wow, bro. Good call. I mean, he is 28.
Yeah.
He turns 29 in June, but he looks old.
I didn't think he was that old, but you're right. He has hit a wall. He has slowed down. Now, maybe there's injuries that we don't know about, like the naggers, you know what I mean? Like the calf or the hamstring or whatever, that make him a step slower than he used to be, but he is definitely not the same guy that he used to be. Because you used to talk about Xavier Rhodes up there with your Jalen Ramseys, with your Patrick Pederson.
Oh, shut down.
With the legit shutdown corner. Like, you went away from them.
No, you did. F-Team says defense lost the game, especially elementary mistakes by Graham, like we talked about. Philadelphia show.
While it's true, I go back to one play that I go back to two. One on the offensive side, one on the defensive side. The offensive side was the punt on 4th down. And it wasn't the actual punt. It was just because in that situation, every other time, we've gone for that, right?
Yep.
So you decide to punt the ball. Okay, you're playing the field position. You're trusting your defense. You have 2 or 3 timeouts left at the time. And I'm like, all right, he's going to use the timeouts, get the ball back before the 2-minute warning, and then give this offense 2:10, 2:15 with the 2-minute warning to go down and win the game. And when he didn't use the timeouts, me and Nick sat there in the stands like, all right, what now? You know what I mean? Now you're saving all your timeouts for afterwards, and then that rest of the minute felt rushed because it was. You're now trying to win a game. But the 4th down call from Tennessee, after they bring the kicker out, they call a timeout, then they bring the offense back on. Mike Vrabel showing some Dougie P. ball sack, right? How did you not know a screen pass to Deion Lewis was not coming? How did you not know? It's almost like get beat on something else other than a screen pass to Deion Lewis. Now, granted, that Bach in the back was there. We couldn't see it from where I was on the in the stadium, but how did you not know that call was coming? For the Tennessee Titans, that's their Zach Ertz over the middle. You know what I mean? That's like they need a big play. They go to Deion Lewis on the screen.
We know it's easy to talk about the coaches, on the defense side of the football, but, you point to these players like we talked about earlier on, just not getting it done over there. High-priced guys, talented football guys on the defense side of the football, especially in your front seven, that just have not been good enough or consistent enough.
Yeah.
Mike Parker says 2-0 at home, 2-0 on the road. He doesn't believe that the crowd can continue to carry this defense.
No, and the crowd was there on Sunday. The crowd was there. It was funny. I don't think the Eagles truly realized it until after I was in the south end zone, so I was in the first Alshon touchdown was right in front of me. And I don't think they realized until the first special teams kickoff when they ran down. And it's funny on kickoffs that, even though it's a touchback, obviously the gunners are trying to see who's the first in the end zone. And then they look at each other, and then they look in the stands, and they see everyone start rising, like to cheer them on. And then they start running on their side of the thing, and they start, pumping the crowd up. And then then you see the whole section, the whole side, both sections, top and bottom level, stand up. And I would probably say it was probably about 60-40, 65-35. I don't want to disrespect the Titans faithful and say it was 50-50 crowd, because I don't think it truly was, but it was a blast except for the ending. It was a good old time. And but to that point though, the fans were there. The fans were there. The fans were loud. The Titans fans had to be extra loud to get over how loud we were at times.
Yeah. And you'd expect that. Where are we at? A couple more. Deem says definitely first month is getting the kinks out. Also, even more so, the lack of practice. With no two-a-days, all that stuff. But everybody does that. So that's not, everybody else practices the same way. So that's not a big deal to me. Me of everything, not really worried about the offense. They did what they did. They did what they did, their job, and they took the lead. The defense let them go right down the field. Yeah, they didn't get off the field on third downs and in OT, fourth downs. Offense gives you a lead. Get off the damn fucking football field. TTP says Nick's undrafted rookie just dropped 20 points in a quarter. Damn.
Who?
Nick's rookie. I don't know who he is. Who is he? TTP. The squad's a sleeper this year.
Is it Knox?
Knox,
He said undrafted.
Said Knox, Porzy, Hardaway Jr. Who scored it?
Did he say the undrafted rookie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who.
Yeah.
You're right. Knox is the first round pick. Yeah.
Clay Ferguson says Tennessee as a state sucks.
Yeah, but Nashville's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, dude.
Team says, can't wait to see my Knights spank the Flyers and their clumsy mascot. Well, you might be in for some luck tomorrow night, brother. Andy Ritter. All right, fellas, I'm out for tonight. Tom, Greg, Ryan, have a great second half of the show.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you for all you do. Chat fam, keep these guys on their toes. Ritz out. Later, brother.
Thanks,
Later,
Ritzy.
man. Thank you.
Little Ritz and Jacks every Monday, A2D, 12 p.m. You can check out their show, fam. Go check them out. They're the fucking greatest. Deems, I was just answering Alex. Okay, he was just answering Alex Verrucci's question about, do you think the practices hurt teams, like the lack of?
The lack of? Yeah.
I think lack of reps help
Hurts
you
everybody.
regardless.
Yeah, it hurts everybody.
Mike Parker says, wow, that stand bomb looked foul. Well, the Yankees move on. Well, what did they do? You should beat the A's. The A's always lose. It's sort of common. It's a common theme.
Yeah.
A's get in, A's lose. Now, you're telling me you're running through that gauntlet where you're pitching?
Stop it.
You knock it the fuck off. You shut your mouth when you're talking to me. Because first off,
I love the crowding of beating the A's like you're the Yankees.
Yeah.
You got $700 million tied up in payroll.
Yeah.
And you beat the $30 million A's.
You're still paying A-Rod
Yeah.
to be in the booth.
And
You
he's
know
still
what
the
I mean?
best shortstop on your team.
Yeah, slow down. Slow down.
Still the best shortstop you had in your history.
Can we be real? I don't, they're not even better than the Indians to me.
No.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
They're not better than the Rays.
And the late second half or August, September race gave Cowper take notes. But they're not even – listen, they're not better than the Indians to me. They sure as hell ain't better than Houston to me. And they're definitely not better than the Red Sox to me. Listen, the Red Sox are going to eat them up. I'm telling you. They're going to eat them up. I can't wait. Ooh, chew up time. And even if you do win that series, you are not beating what's coming out of that other half. Ain't a shot in hell that you're beating Houston when Houston's got home field. You've been down that road before. You think J.A. Happ's getting it done? Okay, babe. Whatever you say. Dean says, how about the Cubs choking? Same old Cubs. They're back at it again. Another million years.
106 years. Let's go.
Who's shutting down the Sox? J.A. Happ? Oh, my God. Listen, take the over. Who's pitching for the Sox? Sale? Sale versus Happ? And you're coming in crown talk? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. The Kool-Aid's good in New York, ain't it?
He ain't even in New York.
Nah, I know. He probably dries up just to sip it. out of the freaking, you know what I mean?
Out of the teat.
Oh, fire hydrants. He just opens it all up and just soaks it in the New York water. So it makes him say the things he does sometimes.
Yeah. On one teat, it's Nick. On the other teat, it's the Yankees.
Team says, I got the Yanks in that series versus Boston.
Stop it.
I don't know how. Clay says, Meager going to eat crow. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, Alonzo Trier, TTP, that's my doggy.
Oh, you were talking
I
about him.
love Alonzo Trier. I've talked
you
about
talked
him
about
for 2 years now.
Yeah.
He never got to where
Coming
he was.
out of Arizona.
He never got there. Because I would take Arizona he'll come in the year and in games early on, I'll throw some money around on him, like about Trier.
Right.
And then Ayton became the guy, and I'm like, where is Trier at?
It's almost like he got stunted by Ayton.
It's weird, yeah.
You know,
he
like,
never grew.
He never got to that finished product that you thought he would get to where he wasn't even drafted.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. Good for him, dropping 20.
Yeah.
I'll get him on that team real easy.
Yeah, your Knicks.
Parker says Hap versus all those strong righties on the Bo Sox. Yeah, come on, dude. Right,
Like it's
the best
Jay.
player.
It's Jay Happ.
I know everybody
Like,
wants to say Mike Trout's the best
we
player
know
in
who
baseball.
He is.
Mike Trout's not the best player in baseball. The best player in baseball plays in Boston, and his name's Mookie Betts. Okay? And if you haven't looked up a stat line recently, just please go Google that for me. Get back to me on who's the best baseball player in the MLB. And to be, with all due respect to Trouty, who's a flat-out pimp, and they ain't taking nothing away from him, to me, Mookie Betts is my one.
I'm not disagreeing because I think Mookie's great.
No, you got to put it together a longer stretch.
I think you could also
absolutely, but
for this year you could also put JD Martinez in that conversation just because you put Mookie and JD next to each other, it's like a splitting image, and they're two totally different players. But flip the script though. Put Trouty in Boston, put Mookie in LA. Does that flip you? Like put Trouty with this lineup.
Hold on, Kyle. What did you say again? Kyle, hold that.
We're actually talking real stuff here.
I know, but take shots.
Not that nonsense.
Take shots at me. Hold the phone. I'll be waiting in a minute. Go ahead.
So take Betts, right? Put him in Anaheim.
That's why I smoke fucking cigarettes sometimes. Go ahead.
Put him in Anaheim and put Trouty in Boston. And does that conversation switch again?
Probably.
You know what I mean?
Probably.
Like,
but I still think I don't know if Betts is bad. I don't know. I think Betts at 340. You put him in the O's lineup.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I just think that's
but
who he is.
I'm saying power numbers and like RBI numbers.
Probably.
You know what I mean?
Probably. I mean, I think you put Trout in one of these lineups anyway, it's going to be filthy.
Oh, yeah,
Like, don't think by me saying Mookie is the best player in baseball taking a shot at Trout.
No,
I'm
not.
No, not you, but the people. It's not at all, dude. It's like not even close. Like, Bryce Harper ain't even in my top 10. Makes sense? Like, yeah, a face of baseball is different than the best players in baseball.
Yeah.
To me. And that's just my best player in baseball. Now, to me, he's got to put it together for a longer stretch, but over a 3-year stretch, look at it, dude. Look at his numbers.
He's been filthy.
It's freaking ridiculous. Like, nobody bats 340 in this league. Nobody does, except him and Altuve. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to even get 300 hitters.
I mean, hell, Trouty's at 320 or somewhere in that range, and we were like dismissing it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Oh yeah,
it's not good.
You're no longer the best player in baseball.
Like you're having a monster year too. Like it's hard. Like you know what I mean? It's just crazy. But the Kyle's point, Tom, you coach baseball and you sound clueless. Why? Because I think Boston's a better team than the Yankees. How's that clueless? They're better baseball players to me and a better rotation with the Red Sox. I'm going to go with the rotations in postseason baseball. Can you throw the ball?
This is why I drink.
Can you throw the ball? No, I sound clueless, dude. Get out of here. You come in and literally talk. Just come in and talk hitting with me for 10 minutes. It'll make you smarter. You'll walk out and you'll be a smarter guy. That's how easy it is. I'm not crowning myself, but don't take shots at me with baseball, dude. Don't take shots at me with any sport because I'm more into the know than you are with all of it, and that's just factual, especially when I do something on the side of A2 day
for a living,
and I dedicate to baseball. And to act like I'm clueless about the game of baseball because I don't share the same thought process as you because you're biased in this conversation and shouldn't be allowed even in it when we're talking who's the better baseball team. But the Red Sox are the best team in the AL. They are. I mean, Houston's right there. I mean, until you beat Houston, Houston is. But and on overall, where I think they are right now, I think Boston's the best team in the AL.
Oh, I agree.
And it's not. I mean, how am I wrong for saying that? Did we miss this year? Like, did we miss all the baseball games that the Boston Red Sox won?
We got too much coconut oil in our system.
It's so embarrassing. It's funny, dude. You don't have a goddamn clue. And Mike Parker said, yeah, Kyle, it's simple righty versus lefty baseball. Real simple. I mean, that's not even me getting deep with you, babe. Where are we at? Sox have Kimbrel. Yeah, I love Kimbrel, Clay. I always did, brother. I even love them. Clay, see, Clay, this is the problem. I'm a diehard Phillies guy, but, like, I'm not a guy who doesn't like guys from other teams. Like, if you play for the Braves, like, I've always loved Freddie Freeman. I love Kimbrel, and I love the 2 puppies down there. I love the puppies.
Those puppies
I love your puppies. I just want to pet your puppies, Clay.
Are they built for comfort or are they built for speed?
Can I pet your puppies, Clay, please? This is for a minute. I pet your puppies.
Motorboat?
Oh, my God. Acuna will be in the convo in a few years. Absolutely, brother. Mike Parker said, but Hap isn't Sale, and Sale's nasty to righties just as much as lefties. Hashtag facts. How much you want to throw on tomorrow night's game? Come on, Daddy.
Wait, they go back to back?
I don't know, or I just said tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Whatever.
Oh, okay.
Game 1. How much you want to toss on it? How much, Kyle? Clay says he was a big Utley fan.
Who? Yeah, who is it though? But
TTP
that's
says,
awesome.
well, Clay's the fucking man, dude.
No, I know.
Clay,
No, yeah,
Clay,
he is.
Clay comes in and listens to us talk Philly sports in here and loves it.
And he has no rooting interest.
No, he's just part of the family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's been part of the family for freaking like 2 years now.
No, it's awesome.
TDP said, I don't think he'll make the league, though. NBA won't let LeVar and his JNBA win. No. Oh, you're talking about LaMelo? Or no, who's the freaking other crumb?
LaJello.
LaRalpho. Ralphie says, I hope the Yankees get swept.
Speaking of LaRalpho.
They're not going to get – I don't think they sweep them, but they definitely win the series. And, yeah, Holiday was amazing, Clay. I think he does have a shot at the NBA because he got big quick.
Who?
The youngest.
LaMelo, he jumped.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think he has a shot at the NBA. I thought you were talking about Trier for a minute. I don't think Trier makes that team.
And let's be real, the NBA is a fraction of what it used to be. So if you could score the basketball, there's a spot in the NBA. If you can't score the basketball, you can't get in the NBA. I just enjoy talking sports. We do, Clay. No.
Clay.
Power over hitting in the playoffs equals. I don't even know what that means. Me of everything. I can't wait for the Flyers either. Clay.
Good night, everybody.
It was LaMelo.
What the fuck are you talking about?
LiAngelo has no shot. You're absolutely right, Deems. LaMelo has a lot of talent. I think he's got a. Yeah, I don't know.
So I'm gonna have to archive that now.
I'm
not gonna be able to sleep tonight.
I mean, my man.
I did it because you're here. I did it for you.
My man got in a fight wearing a USA jersey.
Don't expect a call until about 2 tomorrow.
Talk to you later.
How a ball is wearing a USA
weekend.
jersey?
Who is?
LaMelo. How a ball is wearing a USA jersey in anything is crumb, and then he gets in a fight in it too.
He's a scum.
Yeah,
just like Ralph. I mean, 2 peas in 3, 4, 5, or 6 peas in a pod.
Yeah,
whatever the hell you want to say.
I don't even know what that comment means.
Pitching has always beat good hitting in playoff baseball. I mean, that's like so basic, man. We're talking basic. We're below 101. We're like room 100. You know what I mean? Like 100 talk. You know, like 101. Like we're like 98. We're talking 98. We're not even at 101.
We're not even in college.
Yeah, we're not even at the basics. I mean, this is like
it's like remedial math.
Oh my God, this ain't even like a JUCO.
Like
it's
2
like
plus 2
It's
equals
like
5.
It's one of the schools you go to, like the Welts shit. You know what I mean? Like you're stupid.
Penco Tech.
Yeah, like worse than that too. Like we're not even at Penco. Like you got like everybody.
It's Virginia Military Academy.
Yeah, well, it's a place where everybody gets accepted, but you didn't. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of place we're talking about. Kyle says Boston has no power besides JD. Oh my God! Oh God, if I got a gun, I'll put it right in my mouth right now. What? Can we spit some names out real quick? Mookie Betts.
Mookie Betts.
Oh my wow.
Xander Bogaerts. Pretty good.
Anthony Rowland. Hey guys, sorry for tuning in late. Not sure if you already talked about this, but how important is a win this week? Would you look at it as a must-win? And I came in, brother. I feel like it's a must-win. Even if you lose, I still think you're fine with your division. But if you, like we talked about, if you have any aspirations of home field throughout or a bye, some sort of that, it's a must-win.
I completely agree.
You know,
Absolutely.
on that end, it is. Now, will I be Benintendi, Parker says. No power.
No power, but dude will hit 320. My bad.
Best offensive team in baseball, but no power. This guy. Kyle, look up. Oh, my God. Look up Mookie Betts stats, Daddy. Are you – listen, is the Mets that hard where you live? Holy shit. My God. What are you talking about? Oh, my God. I just can't. What are we saying? Who? Listen, I understand you hate the Red Sox, right? As a Yankees crumb fan that you are, you're all built to hate each other. I get it. It would be like me saying 2 years ago that Tyron Smith wasn't the best left tackle in football. You understand me?
Yeah.
And I sat here and said it because I'm not biased. There's no bias in me. If you're good, you're good. Do I love my teams? Absolutely. My God. Mookie Betts had 32 home runs this year.
Let's go. Batting average. Let's just go batting
32
average.
home runs, you crump. He said no power.
Betts 346.
He said you only bats for average, not power.
Martinez 330. Benintendi 290.
Well, how many homers Benintendi?
I'll get there in a second.
Okay.
Bogart's 288. Half Steve Pierce 279. Whatever. We're done there. All right. Let's move to home runs. J.D. Martinez 43. Betts 32. Bogart's 23. Devers, 21. Benintendi, 16. Moreland, 15. Jackie Bradley Jr., who's batting like 200, 13. Nunez, 10. That's 8 guys with double-digit home runs.
And how many guys over 20?
4.
4. How many guys over 30?
2.
2. So no power, but you have 2 guys.
6 guys, 15.
Yeah, so you have 2 guys that hit over 30 home runs, that no power. You have 4 guys that hit over 20, no power, or 5 guys that hit over 20, no power. Whoa, that's homerism talk if I ever seen it. If I ever seen homerism, y'all, that's some homerism. Jesus, God.
You said it was what, y'all?
Yeah, because I was just talking like an asshole.
Sounded smooth.
2 guys over 30, Kyle, that's power, Daddy. All right? Where are you at, Ralph? Ralph said, I'm going back to Fortnite. Don't call or text me for the rest of the night. We weren't planning on it.
It's very on brand of you, Ralph, to say that.
Crumb City over there. How's that not powered? Dude, you're really, biased when it comes to this. You have 7 guys over 20. Whoop-de-doo. Look at the pitching. Look at the pitching that they're rolling out. Can you please tell him to pitch it for a minute, Greg? While I continue the conversation. The pitching that's going to get rolled out in this series alone, and you're going to tell me you have a better staff? And please don't crown Severino. Please, can you please don't come in here because he beat the A's.
Porcello with 17, Price with 16, Sale with 12, Rodriguez with 13. I mean, you're only going to see 3 of those.
Clay says, all these home runs and you still finished 8 games back. Kyle's going to make an injury excuse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sale 2.11 ERA. Price 3.58. Porcello 4.28.
God, listen, you love the Yanks, babe. Okay, you don't like the Red Sox, and I completely understand it. But for you to walk around here like this is an easy series for you, and you're definitely winning it, that's biased, all the way through. Can they win a series? Absolutely, it's baseball. You know what I mean? That's why you lace them up and you play it. They can absolutely win the series. Do I think they win it? No. No, Kyle would be blowing bets. If he was on, he would have a picture above his bed of bets.
Of Nick Foles and Mookie Betts.
Mookie Betts if he played for the Yankees. No question. What did I tell you about excuses? I'm so good at what I do. We won 100 games without Judge for a long time, and one of the worst slumps I've ever seen. Told you excuses were coming, right? I gave you the countdown. Told you it was coming. Injury excuse. Done. And Kyle says Price is a bum against us. Okay.
You see Sale twice, Porcello and Price.
And Price.
So you'll get Price because he struggles against you. Fine. How you beating Sale twice?
6 guys. Parker said. Not 7. Kyle's lying. 6 guys over 20. Not 7. More lies. I mean, we're like ESPN stats and info.
Yeah.
Our family. You gonna shoot a lie out? Hey, got you. Sorry, I need some sugar and some gummy bears over this nonsense. This is getting me going. Dude, Sale's barely pitching the Bro, he was on the freaking White Sox. They didn't get to the postseason, Daddy. So for you to talk about him being a bad postseason pitcher on 1 year pitching in the postseason is, again, foolishness. It's, again, just foolishness. There's not enough body of work. There's not enough body of work to say he's not a good postseason pitcher. And who on your roster is? Besides CC, who's 50 and probably would drink a 12-pack before the game.
David Wells used to.
Well, David Wells was fell.
David Wells did a lot of things that most men can't do.
No. Valdi, stop it, dude. Will you stop it? I'll hit a Valdi. Relax. TTP said you're all going to raise Tom's blood pressure to EDP level.
It got there a little bit ago.
Oh, it got there.
Yeah, it was there at the beginning.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm better at it than he is. I feel like mine's realer. Like mine's real passion.
Much.
I'm on a script here, Daddy. There ain't no, me and Ryder talking about like actor classes the other night. There ain't no acting classes here.
Yeah.
You're going to get what you're going to get, and it's going to come on out. So here we go. I'm just happy the Phillies aren't in it. Too many bandwagons to fill up that stadium. Dude, you're a 3-for-4 Philly sports fan bashing the same fan base that you cheer for. Okay. So, boys, let's do some predictions.
It's a great transition.
Yeah, let's do some predictions because I have nothing for that. All right, Minnesota, offense, defense, player of the game, score. All right, and family chime in. Screenshot your pick. Send them over to me. Chance to win some Venmo money. I'll shoot it right over to you. Boys, let's give our predictions, and let's work our way the hell out of here, huh?
Yeah. Go ahead, Rye.
Well, for me, it's all about getting to Kirk Cousins early. He has a knack and a bad habit, of when he's in the pocket and when he's under pressure, he leaves the ball out there. He doesn't really leave it secure like a lot of, veteran quarterbacks, better quarterbacks than him do. So the game plan every game is to get to the quarterback early, obviously, with the defensive line that we have. We haven't been able to do that as of late. You need to do that against Kirk Cousins, especially given, and I know he's not on the Redskins anymore. I know this is an old streak that we really don't talk about anymore because we ended the streak last year, but we struggled against him with the Redskins. Obviously, we didn't beat them for 5 straight times, so obviously he had our number in those games. With that being said,
You like that.
Well, he did like that. Hopefully we like that. With that being said, though, the two main concerns, obviously, and this is not a hot take, it's Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs. Because if you struggled against Corey frickin' Davis, of all people, who, he's a good player, but he hasn't really lived up to what he was supposed to be by any means. I mean, what, 1 touchdown catch in the 2 seasons he's played, or last season and to this point?
I think this was his first one.
Yes, so it's 1.
Yeah, 1.
One
yeah.
in like about, 19 games?
Yeah.
That's not good enough. And we made him look like an all-star. There's other guys that I can't even remember their freaking names that look like all-stars in that game. So if you're going to struggle with them, you're probably going to struggle with Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen. Now, the biggest thing is, like I said, getting to Kirk Cousins because their offensive line is literal garbage right now. So it falls once again on the front line doing their job to free up time for the guys behind them that, let's be honest, they're not nearly as good as they should be right now. On the offense, I think we're going to be fine. As long as you stick to your game plan of not, number one, abandoning what's working for you. And obviously we all are under the understanding that they didn't abandon Zach Ertz. It was more of he just got double covered. But Alshon is going to be there, okay? You have Zach Ertz. Can we please use Dallas Goedert more, please? The kid can play. There's no question with that. The whole thing that has my concern is what the hell this running back core is going to look like. Because honestly, I don't know. Because it seems like everyone's either still banged up or not practicing. Sproles and Clement didn't practice. Apparently Ajayi either didn't practice or he was limited. Alshon didn't practice. And I know it's only Wednesday. It really pays more attention to it later in the week on Friday. But still, it's not a good sign. So I have no idea, nor does anybody, if we're running out with full strength at running back or if we're running out with just Corey Clement or Smallwood or Ajayi. Like, we don't know. So that's
Josh Adams is a stud, though.
Oh, yeah, you saw that in the chat earlier? Some guy said, Josh Adams is the secret weapon. I said, he's not even our 4th running back. He's our 5th. I said, I don't ever see him on the field. I don't want to see him on the active roster. That's no disrespect to Mr. Adams. I hate to do this, though. I hate to lead off like this. This game was a loss before the season, okay? And nothing has changed in the positive realm of things for me to switch that. obviously the Vikings aren't nearly as good as I thought they were going to be this early. They're struggling. But they are a desperate football team. They need this win more than we do. So I'm going to go with a loss, okay? It's not going to be a blow-up by any means, but I think it's going to be one of those deals where the Vikings come down at the end of the game and they score a winning touchdown. It's not going to be in the overtime, but it's going to go along with that theme of late in the game we're going to be forced to have a red zone stop, and unfortunately we can't do it. So I'm going to go with 24-20. But the two guys, as far as not players of the game because I have as a loss, but the two guys for the Eagles that need to be big in this game if they want to win, it's Alshon Jeffrey once again. And then on the other side, I'm going to go with a guy who's not projected to play, but I think he should play. It's Rasul Douglas. Those are two guys that I have an eye on. So, unfortunately, I have a loss, though. I know you're not happy. I know. I know. And I hope I'm dead wrong. I hope I'm foolish.
I hope you're both wrong because I know.
Yeah, he knows. Yeah. That's why I'm really sorry because I know it's just going to be a trend now.
No, I mean it wasn't a trend. I would have let off the same thing you did. You're absolutely right. Going into the year, this is something I just pegged as a loss. I just coming off with what you thought was coming off of a road trip and off of what you thought was going to be a big win. I just the letdown game and Minnesota coming back with a potent offense. Their defense isn't what they are, and we know that. But their offense is there, and not only is it Diggs and Thielen, but you also look if you cover them. You brought it up, and we both brought it up. Where's Hicks been? Where's Bradham been? So who's going to cover Kyle Rudolph? Who's a problem? I have a little bit of a higher scoring game though. Okay. I have a 35-30 Vikings victory. And my player of the game is going to be Thielen, and I'll go Anthony Barr. But if I'm looking at it from an Eagles standpoint, I think on the offensive side, because we don't know the running back situation, I think this offensive line though has to step up. Because Minnesota's front four, while their defense as a whole is not very good right now, their front four can still get to the quarterback. It can still be an issue. So that offensive line has to be back this week, and I need to see something out of my linebackers. And hopefully being home, sleeping in their own bed, hopefully Nelly's girl gives it back up to them so we don't see any more drops. But the offensive line and then someone from the linebackers got to step up with a play here. If we're going Eagle side.
So what was your final again?
35-30.
And right, you were 34-31?
It was 24-20.
No, who was 34-30? Okay, that must have been one I read. You were 24-20.
Right?
24-20, yes.
24-20. And you were again?
35-30.
It's funny because their offense is good when we talk about the Vikings, but this defense just throws me for loops sometimes on what I'm going to get.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And if I expect to get the defense I'm expecting to get on Sunday, that means, to me, it puts the Vikings from 17 to 24 area, right? So I expect that defense to be there. I'm going to think that they can hold the Vikings to, I'm going to say 17, all right? So I'm going to go, because I don't like their defense, I'm going to go 28-17 and a rebound, in a real top to bottom, both sides of the football, dominant performance Sunday. If this is the team that I expect them to be, right, this is what I expect to see Sunday. The feel for it, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying like book it. It's a guarantee, but the way this team plays at home, I think that they dominate. It's the way they've been playing at home for 2 years. It's nothing new. Mm-hmm. So I expect them to be able to play well at home. I'm gonna go Carson in a monster game. I think Carson throws 4 touchdowns and throws for 325. I think he picks it apart.
What was your score?
What did I say? 28-17.
Okay.
4 TDs.
Yeah. No.
4 TDs from Carson. I think he throws for 325, and I think he gets back even closer to the MVP talk. If Carson's the guy that I know he is, right, and he sees these other guys slinging it, Mahomes and Goff, He's a worker, dude. He wants to be the best.
Yeah.
And I expect him to keep pressing
that's
it.
why I kind of had a high scoring myself. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because I expected the same. I expected another level up for Carson.
Yeah, you're
right.
just not expecting the defense to get it done.
Correct.
You know what's funny, though? And it shows how big this game is. Because if they find a way to win this game, they'll go obviously 3-2. That's exactly where I had them in my preseason predictions as far as that. So they'd be exactly on pace. Obviously, they got there a little different because
right.
I had, before the season, I had a loss versus Atlanta and a loss versus Minnesota. So obviously, it would be a different journey to this point. But if they find a way to win, they're exactly back on track and where I thought they would be.
TTP says, do I start Carson or Aaron in fantasy? Carson.
Aaron's 50%.
Who's he playing, though?
Aaron?
Do you know who the Packers are playing?
So they can phone on the Yanks. Red Sox are 7:32 Friday. Clay Ferguson says 30-28 Eagles. Mike Parker says 35-31 Birds. Wentz bounces back. And Cox 2 sacks. Mirror Everything says 20-17 Eagles. TTP.
He just wanted to put Cox and 2 sacks together.
Absolutely. TTP says 24-20 Birds. Ajayi, offensive player of the game. Mills, defense player of the game. I'm going to keep saying it until he does it.
Aaron is at Detroit, by the way. Rodgers.
I might play Aaron.
Yeah. It might change.
Detroit's different at home defensively. Mike Parker, you already said that.
Says the Jets.
Teams 29-23 Eagles. And Clay Ferguson, I'm going to bench the Vikings D because of this game. It's probably a smart one.
Yeah.
Dean's biggest matchup is our D tackles versus our guards. Ed Rush, too. Brandon Graham needs to show up. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That whole front 7 needs to show up on Sunday. And the other 5 on the other side of the football need to show the hell up, too, and protect the goddamn quarterback a little bit. And I think, listen, this offensive always is, like, to me, the Andy Reid tree struggles going against and prepping for 3-4 defenses. It's always been an Achilles heel of the West Coast
really is.
Here in Philly, and I think it was a prime example of still being able to score points on Sunday, but you know, the blitzes and picking them up, you know, and just your schemes. So I really believe when you get back to seeing a 4-3 this week, I expect this offensive line to play a lot better.
And especially with those edge rushers who are a little bit quicker. And more, I guess, wiry than a normal. I just wanted to use wiry. Than a normal D end. But let's not take anything away from these D ends coming in.
No.
This defensive line is just as nasty.
It's just
as
as
ours.
good. And I got to give a player the game defensively.
Come on, do it. You know you want to.
Who?
Make a point. Do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. You know who it is.
Just do it.
Jalen?
Yeah. Don't fight it. It's okay.
The way I know this city, he'll probably get a pick 6.
That's what I'm saying. Here we go.
And then it'll be the toast of the town again.
He'll probably get a big pick 6 in this game.
And Rob's going to meme him out on Monday.
Oh, it'll be Meme City. Redemption. You know what I mean?
The Goblin returns.
You
It'll
totally
be a picture of
redeemed
Spider-Man.
yourself.
It'll be a picture of Spider-Man.
Yeah, I'm thinking about 1 million of them. Like, you totally redeemed yourself. There's 1 million. There's 1 million rolling around. But no, we got to get it done. Expect to get it done. David, tomorrow. Tomorrow is Lazy Booking and Hockey Happy Hour. Hockey Happy Hour will be doing live reactions.
That's going to be a party.
To the Flyers and Vegas game. So that'll be fun. So tune in tomorrow night for all you hockey junkies. And even if you fucking aren't, tune in anyway. Because the boys' best hair in the business.
Used to be the best hair. Then Clinky had to go cut it off.
Yeah. Typical.
He sold out.
Typical Pittsburgh from.
Yep. Wouldn't expect anything less. Clay Ferguson says Miles Jack will be defensive player of the game. Yep. That's about right. Who did Jacks play, Clay?
Did you say game or defensive player of the year?
The year.
Miles Jack's having a hell of a year.
I'm not against it. You didn't see me,
when they got him, I was like, damn.
Yeah. Well,
now he says weak, so it's all 3.
Well, we talked about with that draft that I wanted Jalen.
Yeah.
And, Ramsey.
Didn't they trade back up to get Miles Jack?
Probably.
I think they did.
I think so.
And I think they did that because they had another just absolute football player in Puslesny there for a while.
Chiefs, Jags. Sorry.
They had Puslesny there for a while, so they could have taken a chance on Jack.
Yeah.
And said, hey, I know the injury's there, but that talent is disgusting.
And you're seeing it. Yeah, they play the Chiefs. That's going to be a big matchup.
It's a big game.
That screws up my fantasy.
That's another step for Mahomes.
Yeah.
Right? And, I thought he rebounded on Monday night great. When you thought he was dead. Thought that game was over.
I'll ask you guys real quick. Who should I play? Should I play Mahomes versus Jacksonville?
Get the fuck out of here. We're not answering your questions. We're in the same goddamn league as you. That's not how that
I
works.
just wanted to see how nice
nope.
you'd be.
I'll say. What do you got?
Nope.
You're literally in my league.
I don't care. I'll beat you. I'll still beat you.
I think you're 4 games behind, but okay. Phillip Rivers versus Oakland.
I go with the old man.
Oh, my
See,
God.
I feel like that's sabotage. I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes.
No, I seriously go with the old man.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
Kyle says so much champagne in the Yankees clubhouse, and Mike Parker says act like they've been there before, Kyle. Yeah.
It's his first time watching.
Yeah, Clay, the Broncos.
No.
Yeah, Broncos are a step down from the Jags, obviously. No question about that one. Champagne for a wild card winner is rookie talk, Mike Parker says. Yep. Wow.
You win one game, you pop champagne.
Participation trophies all around. You participated and you won a wild card game with a $200+ million payroll, and you're popping bottles. I can't wait to see your asses losing 5. I cannot wait.
They just beat Moneyball.
There's so much.
Brad Pitt Moneyball.
They beat a payroll
They had
of minus $22 million.
They had an inside job. Get them Mike Stanton.
Yep.
Or I'm sorry, Giancarlo.
Yeah.
Inside trading.
Don't be disrespectful to the Spanish community.
Insider trading. And yeah, let's go pop bottles.
Yeah.
Crumb.
Grow up.
Crumb. Not even the best shortstop in the team.
No. Oh my God. Where are we at here? We'll be belligerent by November. $140 million payroll this year. Okay, compared to 60 or maybe 50.
Yeah,
or maybe
like I said, inside job got you Giancarlo Stanton for no money.
minus $50 million payroll for the Ace, and you beat them. Congratulations. They're the only team in baseball history with a minus payroll.
Inside job.
That's not really true, but it's pretty much the way it is. It's about a $50 million, $60 million payroll in Oakland. So grow up one time and do act like you've been there. He liked the inside job.
Is it wrong?
And Mike Parker says that was an inside job. And Kyle says facts. The inside job was an inside job. But listen, he pulled off. Nobody, he can't be mad he got Giancarlo. I don't think they got the pitching to get it done. They got the offense to get there. I don't think they had the pitching to get it done.
They'll win
All right.
in October.
Let's get the hell out of here. Family, we love you. Thank you, Gibson Mayer, sponsoring us every Wednesday night.
Yeah.
You find him on the web, GibsonMayer.com. Michael Maddock will be back with us next week. And Dan, I can't even talk, dude. And Dan McGuckin. Thanks for joining us, fam. Hope we get a fucking double on Sunday.
And we get game preview next week. Thursday Night Football with game preview.
Oh, yeah, we'll have a little game preview.
Yeah.
I'll send the fix. Nice. A little preview talk. Thanks for jumping on, fam. Tom Renone, Greg Mocklick, Ryan Broder on the 1s and 2s. We love you all.
Me of everything. Clay Ferguson. See you guys.
TTP,
Everybody else, TTP.
everybody. Kyle. Everybody.
Nitro Freak. Good shit, boys.
Where are we at? Anybody else? Parkman.
Parker,
Love you, Daddy.
Spidey. Pew, pew, pew.
Love you, Daddy. David Roska. Deemsy. Pootie Tang. Wherever the fuck you are. You last
you all.
You're still here. We're blowing kisses tonight. We out. Yo, TTP. Miami about to make the deal to get Jimmy Butler from the Timberwolves. Got an alert from Wojo. That's a Wojo bomb. Thanks, brother. Wojo bombs. Verrucci. Later, brother.
Back on.
All right. Good night, everybody.